Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Slim. Welcome to Bill, or good morning, I should say, for those across the pond. It's 11 AM, or it's coming up to 11 AM Eastern Standard Time, and we're here for one more match in the one-loss side in the VP4 2023 Virtual World Straight Pool Championship. We've got an all-USA matchup this afternoon. We've got Fast Eddie against VPMonster, but very quickly I'm going to just bring up the banners because we've got other confirmed matches over the next couple of days, which actually suits me fine because that's when my day's off. We've got this match coming up. We've got Bill with Semi-Pro on the one-loss side. That's going to be Thursday evening at 7 PM. And then we have a match next Tuesday, which is the winner's side match between MC Clarkey and Acero, and that's going to be at 5 PM next Tuesday, or 5 PM in the afternoon. So that sounds like again quite late at night for Acero, but it doesn't seem to bother him. And that will be, what is it? Is that a round 4 match? That match with Acero? Yes, it is. And we can see Chimpy's already lying in wait there as the next opponent. But we'll worry about that when it comes to it. We've got a match on this afternoon. And, well, I would say that Fast Eddie should be the favourite, if only because I think he's a bit more controlled than VPMonster is. VPMonster tends to want to let that cue ball run once too often, and he may pay the price for that. Welcome to Cobra, welcome to Dwight, and anybody else that's there. I'm going to do a quick tab. It might be too soon, but Steve said he was going to be here. I'll have a quick look and check. Not yet. So, well, I'm going to go for a score of 150 to about 80 for VPMonster, for Fast Eddie. 150 to 80 something. Welcome to Chimpy. That might be miles out, but I think if you're going by the more consistent player, then I would say that would be the difference at the end of the day, but it could end up being really close. Nobody knows. That's the beauty of it. No, I'm just practicing. And you can see I need an awful lot of practice. Right, quick tab. He's still not there. He's probably forgotten about it. So we'll get ready. I didn't think there'd be many people here because it's, you know, it's not quite tea time yet here, and it's early in the day if you're West Coast in the States. Did the developers give up with people paying for premium? Well, surely that's down to them that want to pay for it. Well, we are in. I'll have one last tab. In fact, we're going to get the lag. So VPMonster is nearest us. Tell a lie. Yes, he is nearest us. That's right. I got it. I'm confused because I'm side on. So Fast Eddie has won the lag. No prizes for guessing what he's going to do. So let's see if Monster's get anything worked out on this break. Is he going to try the semi-pro break? Yeah. And that hasn't worked out well. He was trying to get into the 2-ball there. And he's arrived at last. Good morning.
Good morning.
So just in time, Monster tried the semi-pro break because he was put in, but he didn't quite get into the pack tight. And Eddie's off and running.
Well, what do you think of this match?
Well, we're all going for Fast Eddie. He's the favourite. I said 150 to about 80 something.
Yeah, you know, I'm not quite sure how VPMonster played. I was kind of surprised he lost as bad as he did, Matt. And
well, he plays a bit too loose. He tends to let that cue ball run a bit too much, I think. We'll see how he goes, whether he's going to wind that in or you know, try and keep a tighter strategy, but he does tend to want to let it run.
That's kind of Eddie's problem. Maybe not quite as much letting it run as just trying to hit like shots that are crazy shots with a lot of spin on them, and you know, it's just not the way to play this game. And honestly, I'm a little surprised Eddie hasn't learned to not do that, because it's a killer. Well, he's got a couple good shots here. He's got the 8 in the side. He's got the 2 off the 6. So that was not a very good safety there.
So Monster's in. Now is that 5-7 dead? Pretty much so. I don't know why I called it the 5. Yeah, the 13-7's pretty much dead.
Yeah, he's either going to have to make a break ball or you know, potentially shoot that and mess that one up. He needs to get like a rub on this 7 and, or no, the 12 and 15. And he's going to go that way.
Welcome to here, Pig.
Yeah, now his issues make a break ball. Skills-wise, it's the evenest match you can find in VP. That's what I kind of thought. VPMonster loses focus. Well, don't we all? 150 is long enough. Okay, so he's got the attention span of a gnat.
Well, 2 balls in place. Or is it? Yes, it is. It's tight, but it is available.
Yeah, I'd rather break off the 6. Now the 6 is a little bit far out, but it's still okay. With that, the way the 6 is sitting, that kind of break shot, you definitely want to hit it with inside.
Good afternoon to Tommy.
Yeah, I have little rules as far as angle and placement, or whether I'm hitting with top or bottom or inside or outside or straight. I have little kind of heuristic rules. They're not 100%, all the time that you're going to follow it. But if you know those rules, then probably 90% of the time when you have a break shot, you'll understand how to hit it.
Now that you mentioned that, Tommy, thanks for mentioning it, because I forgot to say, anybody who's watching this, whether you be on YouTube or not, go to my YouTube channel and click the community tab on my main page on YouTube, and you'll see there's a vote for the next Virtual World Championships. Now, the last time I checked, believe it or not, 3 Cushion was in the lead. There's only been about, well, I think there was about 8 or 9 votes, but 3 Cushion was in the lead. Honolulu was in the reckoning as well. I think I've got black ball, English billiards, 3 Cushion, 4 ball caroms. I think that's it. Well, it's not terrible, Slim. All the games that are there apart from black ball are all something we haven't done. No, I didn't include 10 ball. I deliberately didn't include 10 ball.
Let's see. So, what do you when you get to your site? What do you click on to get the?
You see the tabs that are there. There's a community tab.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
And you'll also see my vote for the cameras is still very well in favour. Just thought I'd mention that while I was at it. You click on unsubscribe.
Well, we've got people voting for 10 ball down in the. You didn't put 10 ball in there.
No, I didn't.
So I guess this is for games that we never play, other than black
ball. Yeah.
What do you want? I mean.
Well, the reason I put black ball in is simply because it's the one where its anniversary is past. It had to be a toss of a coin. It was either black ball or 10 ball. So I put black ball in, and then the other ones are ones we haven't done. I'm blind, I can't find it. Well, if you look for the word community, Tommy, you can't miss it. And then put a vote in. Even if you're not interested in playing it, at least put a vote in. Anyway, where have we got to here? Well, we've got VPMonster on a run of 21. He's got the 14 ball in place. Let's have a look. 15 balls in the racks. Not the 14 ball, it's a 10 ball. See, I can't. For some reason, at a distance, the blue looks green to me against the blue cloth, believe it or not.
So how do you see the results on this?
It tells you on it. Shows you the percentages.
Why, not on mine, it's not.
What part about looking at the community tab is so confusing for people? Hang on a minute.
I'm looking at the community tab and I see I see the thing to vote. Oh, you have to click on them before you see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what the problem is with 3 Cushion billiard. So in a championship 3 Cushion billiard, the point goal is typically at 40.
There's a mistake.
Now here's what the problem is. You get all these novices that don't play 3 Cushion. A 40-point game could take 6 hours.
It would, yeah. So who says it has to be set to 40?
Well, it doesn't, but we typically do these world
No.
championships at least at the point goals of what you would see in real life, and sometimes more. Now, the snooker one, I know we've cut down some. But like, 9-ball,
Uh-oh.
10-ball, all those are longer.
Well, Monster's straight back at the table. Eddie's sold out.
The thing is you can play VP faster than what you can play in real life. The problem is that people are so shitty at 3 cushion, they just can't score points.
Well, that depends on who plays in it. I mean, there won't be a lot of people playing it, but them that do play in it will be pretty good.
Well, but the problem is that there's very few people that play this game. So you got to figure that, there's going to be 4 or 5 players that are good at it. And if we get a field of 16, then the other 10 or 11 are going to suck and take forever to play.
In fact, what I'm surprised about is more people aren't voting for 4-ball caroms, because that's perfect for numpties, that game.
I like Slim's comment. I agree with Slim.
What did Slim say?
He says make it with normal pockets.
Oh, the three cushion.
Slim's got a different way of looking at the world, and I like it.
That's a good point, Cobra. I agree with that. Oh, goodness me, we're at it again here. We're at it again here, folks.
I don't know. If we do something like 3 cushion, I'm tempted to run another tournament at the same time.
That's what Cobra's just said. Yeah.
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah, but obviously Cobra's got an ulterior motive. He's already just plumped there for blackball. You see what I mean?
The only problem with that is last time I did that, I said I wouldn't do it again because it became an issue for like Albin when he was down at the end of both of them.
Yeah, I agree with Hairpig on that as well, because the Fast Eddie's not at the races here at all. He's all over the place. And of course, this is back to the same scenario that I keep going on about,
Well, yeah, Fast Eddie played terrible last match he played.
Well, he hasn't improved much. So Monster, all he has to do is again, do it right, take what's there, and just nail Eddie and let him have to force the game, and then the mistakes come. Not that he has to do that, because he's getting the mistakes at the moment.
Yeah, well, there's unforced errors, and then there's other kinds of mistakes like dogging it or missing an easy ball or playing bad patterns. There's lots of ways to make mistakes.
Well, this could end up in a similar scenario. What was the match the other night there? What was that one we were watching where...
who cares about Helvies?
It was Hairpig. Cobra ends up getting, like, what was the run he had? About a 70-something run. Oh, welcome to Albie. Albie's in now. Get the vote in, Albie, if you haven't already.
Well, pool is hard. I mean, at one point, I really honestly felt like writing a book, 1,000,001 Ways to Screw Up a Run Out. Because, you get to the point in your pool playing career where it just seems like no matter what you do, you just can't get there. You just keep screwing up. And this game will bring that out in anybody.
Tommy, I've got my phone right now, right? And I'll bring up my YouTube channel.
This is tough. If he hits this too hard, he's going to miss the rock. Might get it off the other long rail. He just hit this kind of medium speed, and he did.
Right, I'm on my channel page, and you should see, it should show you the home tab in the middle of the screen, and then it says videos, shorts, live, and play. Then you scroll across to the left with your finger, as you do on these modern phones, and you'll see community and channel. If you hit community, it brings up the tab, and then you'll see the vote.
You have to select one of them to see the percentages. If you just go there, it doesn't show it.
Right, so at the moment, in fact, 3 cushion billiards is in the front.
He was thinking I'm an idiot because I couldn't see it.
Well,
you got to select one.
I'm just saying, I mean, for a guy that works with computers and programming and all of that stuff, I thought, and having the logic mindset that you had, I thought you'd have worked that out, Steve. I'm disappointed in you, as a matter of fact. Three
I'm
cushion
disappointed
billiards.
too.
3 cushion billiards is 39%, black balls 28, 4 ball caroms is only 6%, English billiards 6%, and Honolulu 22, full rack in the brackets. I'm disappointed with Honolulu because I'll be honest with you, I'd rather see a Honolulu tournament than anything else. That's the one I would want to see because that involves creativity.
Well, if we do Honolulu, I'll take out the call shot, and then we're gonna have to deal with the arguments, I guess.
Well, I don't think there'll be any arguments. I think most folk in here have got common sense.
So you're saying Stubb on enter?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Apart from Stubb, the only one to keep an eye on Stubb. You know, he'll be banging balls all over the place and saying, "Aye, I played that." Well, Fast Eddie's back at the table. I don't know what Monster did there. Maybe did he miss the break shot because I was too busy looking at my phone?
No, he had to play safe because he didn't have a shot. I'm not quite sure how the safety battle went. I didn't see the whole thing, but
who's this numpty that's come in the room? Ratson, shoot the feckin' ball. BOLL. Gratis player, I think he is. Oh, he's already left the room.
Yeah, this is a little tricky here. And he opts to play safe, and I think that's probably a reasonable move at that point. I don't see anything that looks too wonderful.
He can't get to that 12-7 because the 6 is in the way, so forget that.
Ah, boy, what he's doing here is.
Well, he's doing it, which is a bit crazy. I think he was.
That was. I could see from the get-go that was probably not going to work out for him.
No, it was never on. The 6 ball was in the way.
Well, I don't think he was calling the shot. I think he was playing safe.
Yeah, and well, that didn't work out either. So Eddie's got another. How many chances Eddie had to get started here already? 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't do what VPMonster just did, that's, I mean, the problem wasn't that he left a shot. The problem was that the shot had such a low percentage chance of ever working out for him. I mean, you just can't shoot that shot.
Now, why is he not potting the balls down here, potting the 13 and then using the 6 as a break ball? It looks as if he's potting the 6 right now. If that was me, I'd leave that 6 ball sitting there.
I got no answer for that, Hugh.
Well, that's the shot. You tidy up on the cue ball's gone again. Unbelievable.
Well,
he's all over the place.
Well, it's like impatience. It's like we talked about this before, or he had plenty of balls up table where he could have had 2 or 3 attempts to get on the 6 at a much better angle, and it's just.
I mean, my mindset was right. Let's tidy up something down here and see if I can get myself on that 13, and then get myself good line on that 6, and then do a bit of smacking about. But
and there we go with impatience again. See, he should have played for a shot on 11 in the first place. And I would probably play the 11 and play for a shot on the 6.
Welcome to semi-pro.
Just because the 11's kind of a crappy angle, you're going to have to blast that thing. And he may be, I don't know what he's doing.
6 ball's still sitting good.
He's trying to get a different angle on the 6. The problem is this is no good too, because all he can do is brush those balls. You can't really separate them.
And he might scratch. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he got about as much as he could get out of. The other problem with the shot that Eddie shot was that regardless of him scratching it, at that angle, he just wasn't going to separate those balls hardly at all.
Right.
So he's in a nice spot here. Shoot this 9, draw the ball. It comes off the 2, goes into the 8 and 3. See, he didn't draw the ball.
And he didn't
Plus,
pot
he
the
missed
9.
it. That's a shot you want to draw because it comes off the 2, it goes into 8 and 3. It sends those out for potential break balls.
Well, if I'm VPMonster, I'm thinking, look, I've only got 21 point, or what is it, 31 points on the board here. You know, you've got to take advantage. And
Well,
he's not taking advantage of it. I mean, Eddie just needs one half decent run, and he's well back in it and might be in the lead.
I think it's just you see a lot of inexperience in playing this game. Like that shot on the 9-ball. I mean, any straight pool player is going to draw it, play it off the 2 into that cluster. Now you got to understand how the ball moves off other balls. The other balls are just like a rail, and that's what you're really doing. You're playing balls like they're rails.
Well, the 3-ball goes clean. The 1-ball cuts. You can get to that 1-ball. Pretty certain you can get enough of it. Or can you? Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, I remember that shot, Hairpig. That was the one I said was unlucky. I don't recall on other ones that you were particularly unlucky, but that one was you shot that the right way, and it just came out crappy, which you know it happens in this game. It happens to the best of them. Well, that was well done there.
Well, 8 balls in place.
And he's going to have to hit this real soft. He's going to spin it. If you're going to spin this, I'd spin it a lot and go all the way to the side rail. See that?
He's missed it again.
God, that's terrible. The problem with that, the way you hit that is he didn't have enough English on it. He was risking going in the side pocket.
Well, we're 20 minutes into this match, and it's been crap so far, and that's even crapper.
Yeah, if you want, you can use the 10-ball for a break ball, although where the 3 ended up, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, these two guys need to get their heads together. Let's take 10 and regroup. I think they need something. I mean, it is early in the morning. I mean, I don't know where these guys are in the States. I mean, if it's West Coast for one of them, then it's like, what, 8 in the morning?
Yeah, I don't know.
Falling out of bed.
I haven't seen VPMonster play enough. I've seen Fast Eddie play enough that this is not what I would say that unusual for him. I've seen him struggle a lot. And this is not an easy shot to get on the 3 from here. And he failed to do it. Well, he couldn't have got the cue ball in a much worse spot. The problem with this is it's going to loop. You hit this, the harder you hit this, the more it's going to want to loop. Can you get a piece of the rack? Probably, but this is not what you want. Yeah, there's the loopy-loo. He did get a little bit of the rack.
He's on the whatever ball that is. 15, is it?
Yeah, unfortunately, he's probably got to shoot the 15 because that would be great. But the 4 is sitting really good.
Yeah, he wants to get sort of there.
Just go forward, maybe with a touch of right English. You want to get the angle. I'd want more angle.
That's no good. He should have went to even the rail and come out to there. He'd still have been better.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Right English. English does you no good until you hit the rail. And he got it to separate, so he's okay.
That 13's sitting perfect to do the rest of the damage.
Yeah, he's fine from here. Now he just has to make balls.
So I'd be playing a 2-way shot here. I'd be dinking up. Oh, he's dinked up a bit far too heavy. I would have dinked up less than that.
Yeah. Although, the 10's a perfect ball to get on it.
That'll do.
I mean, you're using a break ball, but you got to figure you're going to get something else out of these.
Well, I don't think he needs to blast this, because what you're trying to do is maybe nudge one or two of those balls into a break shot.
The problem is you don't want to leave the ball there, so you either have to drive through it or come back, one or the other.
He
decided to drive through it. Yeah, the mistake you don't want to make there is hit it with stun. You either have to go forward or backward in that situation so the ball doesn't stay there.
Well, you could use the 7, couldn't you? A push. Or that one at the back of the pack. The 12's right on the...
fine.
It's right in the diamond.
Good. I'm not sure what he's thinking. I would have shot the 1 there, get it out of the way. If the 2 went by the 1, that would have been okay, but he should have shot the 1 there. Yeah, the more balls you leave that are blocking, the more it forces your hand later. It limits your options on what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a hard, fast rule that you have to move them right away, but...
That's 6 balls stuck in the rail. It's glued there. You don't want to baby this. You want to hit this to keep the line. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have played it like that. Now he's in trouble. Remember that 1 ball?
Yeah, you don't want
that
to
we
catch.
were talking about? Why
well,
you don't want to leave it there? Well, here we go.
Well, why is he not cutting the 2? Because the 2 goes past no problem.
No,
you can cheat
it
that.
does not go past no problem. I mean,
Yeah, you can cheat
it's
that.
tight. You could cheat it, but you could also miss it. I mean, those are not the shots you want to be shooting in straight pull. You really don't.
He's listening to the tactical advice here.
Yeah, you just don't want to shoot this shot. You hit a little thick, it hangs up. If you hit it too thin, it hits the 1. I'm not saying you can't shoot it and make it. It's just not really what you want to be doing.
If you hit this at the right pace to the rail, to the long rail, it's still going to go in. Just got to be gentle enough. Perfect.
Boy, that was close.
Yeah, actually,
he made that clean.
He used up a life there, but he got it perfect. So it's going to be the what is it, 10 ball?
The 12. Yeah, and that's a good break ball. It's dependent on the angle. If you have a lot of angle, you can go forward with right English. If you don't have a lot of angle, then you want to go forward with left English. From there, I go forward with left English and go around 3 rails behind it. Now, the whole reason you're putting English on the shot from behind here is to get the cue ball to come out. Because you want the cue ball after it hits the rack to come out. You don't want it to stay behind the rack. Because there's all kinds of things like pockets there and stuff. And you want to get above that. At least, come out towards like mid-rack. Now he's playing it with left, which is what I would do with this angle. And then you're going to go 3 rails and out. And it didn't get out, but he's okay. He's not like, that kind of shot, there's not a whole lot of danger. You're going to go in one of the corner pockets.
Well, I think part of the pattern would be getting that 1 ball and getting it out of the way, because that 9 ball is tight past the 15 coming into this pocket. And of course, the other thing would be get rid of the 15.
Yeah, he's got plenty of balls to get to all that. I mean, 11 ball on the side would be nice, but that's kind of hard to get to. This is too straight. You don't want to try something crazy here. Kind of surprised he didn't back that up a little and use the 1 ball to break that cluster. I'm not really quite sure why he did that, because now he's just going to remove a ball that is a ball that could have been used to break up the cluster, because he's going to have to move those balls. And there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that 9 is too tight.
Yeah, the 9's not that bad, actually. You've got...
No,
See, I'll tell you what, here, I'd much rather shoot that 9 ball than I would the 2 he shot the rack before.
You see, the only concern I've got is that he's messing about here, and he's not dealt with this issue at the bottom of the pack here.
Yeah, well, he's he did this last rack, and he's spending a lot of time thinking, like way more. I know he plays a lot of straight pull. I'm kind of surprised he's taken so much time to think about this. That's usually a bad sign when somebody that's played a lot of straight pull is taking a lot of time.
See, this is the sort of thing, things like that. He's running the cue ball there. You just don't. He could have brushed the 15 and scratch. You just don't know. He's doing it again. You see, he's at it again. This is the type of thing he does.
He's trying to make a break ball there because he ended up shooting his break ball because he didn't play the rack right. I mean, there's no way he should have ever had to shoot that break ball. He's got the 3 out where I think he can use it.
Yeah, 3 balls on in a spot. Again, it's tight, but it's there.
I'm not sure what he's looking at here. I wouldn't. I don't. Man, I would have shot the 11 and then shot the 4 and got those balls out of there.
Now, what is he inside the 6? No, he isn't.
He's
to run away.
And there he is out of line. See, I would have shot the 11 when he had it. Now, he doesn't have a shot where he can just stop it and shoot the 4. Now he's got to run into balls.
Oh, now it's pretty good. But you see, that you can't. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Steve. You can't be doing that. He's got away with it.
Well, yeah, the more times you start moving balls in an uncontrolled way, the more chances of you getting screwed.
Now, how good is he going to be on this 9 ball?
He's got to decide which side he wants to be on. I would just shoot kind of like a soft stop or stop draw. I'd just keep it right there. I wouldn't have done that. But he's fine. That's a good angle.
Now, what do? Do you dink around behind this, or you check? He's checking
two rails.
Up. Yeah, he's checking
I'd never check it up, and that's why I'd always go 2 rails on that.
Well, he's got the cue ball in the rack, so ball in hand.
Ball in hand, but now the 3 ball's in a not so wonderful spot.
Why is he not moving the cue ball, or am I just? Well, he seems happy with that. That'll do, because he's got something out.
And it came apart good, and he can drive this one. I would hit this with high and left English. I would have never done that, because you got to get it to drive through. I would have put left because it helps it drive through and turn left, which you needed to do the way you were hitting the 4 ball.
Well, he's on the 4 ball. He can cut that 4 ball, and I mean, he can obviously cut the.
Well, I'd shoot the 11 here, and I'd hit it with some speed and come right into that 12 ball. That's what I'd be doing here. I think you're fine as long as you hit it with speed. Well, not on that side of it. You're not fine. Wow.
He's got away with it just.
Yeah, that's.
Now he's got to pull up a pot. 14's too tight.
Well, let me tell you what, in real life, you're not going to be loving this shot. Straight pull in real life, you get that shot, you're not going to like it. And maybe not in VP either.
See how easy these pockets are?
Well, that's what I'm saying is when you're coming at I was saying the other day, when you're coming at that angle, they're not quite so easy. At a shallow angle, they are. But what I was saying the other day was with tight pockets, coming at that angle that 5 ball is, it's way harder as the pocket tightens up because the throat's just so much smaller. The opening is much smaller.
Well, Eddie's got the deficit to make up. He's what 13 behind, so I mean there's nothing in it now. It's just who wants to win this.
See you later, Hairpig.
Back to work.
I'm not sure want has anything to do with it. I think it has more to who's going to screw up the most. Because both these guys are screwing up a lot.
Well, I wouldn't use that as an adjective. Exciting. It's not.
Well, it's unpredictable. Can be exciting.
Well, that's the word, unpredictable.
If you want to see an exciting pool match, watch like a couple B players play 9-ball for 10,000 or something. It's very exciting because anything could happen.
Depressing. We'll let you know in 90 minutes time, Slim. Now, do you want to bump that too and just tidy that up?
He does want to bump the 2. Yeah,
he's
for
got
sure
the
he
angle.
wants to bump the 2.
And he's got an angle.
I'd actually...
Yeah, now he hasn't bumped it dead, has he? Well, he's made it awkward, let's put it that way.
Yeah, he didn't bump it over far enough, that's for sure. Now he's got to get behind him to shoot him.
And he's just got the wrong angle in this 13.
Yeah, this is all a little funny right now. Trying to get on the 9 where you can get to the 2-7 is tricky. It's a very small area. And that's not what you want. You don't want small area for getting on a ball unless you're just like stopping the cue ball, which isn't the case there.
What's happened here? Is he still alive?
I think he's trying to figure out how to get on this 9-ball, and that's not too good. He's going to have to run into the 2 and 7. Well, he doesn't necessarily have to, but I think that's his best option at this point.
Well, it looks as if he's going to brush the 2 further away.
He could get around it, but I would hit them.
Well, that'll do it. Although now he's going to have to dig out another shot.
Yeah, this isn't bad. I mean, this angle on these pockets is pretty good.
But again, he's got to work the cue ball to get anywhere near decent on this 12 from this 7. And this is, you've got to get the control right here.
Well, actually, I like the vote on the community page below the one that you currently have.
The one with the
chimpanzee and you.
Yeah. Now, what was it? What did I say? I think I did that because I think it was that was on the live stream when I had the XSplit game broadcaster working. Was it that guy? I can't remember his name, but he said he thinks playing the when we played the chimp when somebody missed, that's disrespectful. So I think, or what, I can't remember the word, but I used the word in the vote.
Yeah, well, it's disrespectful to the chimpanzee.
No, disrespectful to the players when they miss something and we played the chimp. Aye, yeah, dissing Chimpy. I knew the vote would go the way it would go. I knew it would be all for the chimp and nothing for me.
Well, this is an angle you want to go forward.
Well, he's nailed one.
Yeah, well, no problem getting that rack apart. That thing is, when you get an angle like that, it's gonna move balls. Yeah, I talked to an old timer, and he said with old clay balls, you had to play that angle all the time because they just didn't come apart good. So you had to blast them.
Well, I was just about to say, if he's on that 6-ball, I'd be shooting the 6-ball and coming around the back. He was on the 6-ball there. I mean, he can still get to that 6-ball off the 11, but he was on the 6-ball right there, and I would have just dinked it in and come around and out into the table and opened up the 5. Because obviously that's the break ball. I don't know why he didn't do that there. And now he's heading over towards these balls, obviously to maybe get a bump. But yeah, and there goes the 6-ball. 5 ball will have to do at the moment. Yeah, I don't know whether he was. I see again the players get something totally different in mind from what we have or what I have watching this, because I would have got rid of that 6 ball there when he was on the thing. He had nothing to do other than pot it and just spin off a rail or 2 rails and come out into the middle of the table.
Yeah, in this game, that happens a lot. You end up rolling up on a ball that you really weren't playing for, but you roll up perfect on it, and yeah, you should take advantage of that.
Because it was a blocker and because he already had a break ball there. Now he's fortunate he's still got a break ball. But he's also now got the problem with the 6 and the 11, because I don't think that's sitting too sweet.
Yeah, nope. I'm thinking what we ought to run is simultaneous 3 cushion and Honolulu.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Albie will be in the 2 of them. Albie will fancy his chances in the 3 cushion.
Let's see,
he's a glutton for punishment.
Let's see. Right room. Match. Okay. Tournament table. Honolulu. I'm going to see if I can. Turn off call shot. Yeah, it won't even let me turn it off. I just have to change that so I can turn it off.
Well, I don't think has he got there.
This is going to be easy to make this mod.
Oh, he has. Yeah, he's just got there.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn off, put an option in to turn off call shot, and then we'll be able to play Honolulu. Why are you saying full rack? I think it's a better game with full rack.
Well, because it's a bit like bank pool in that sense, is it not? Can you not? Maybe I've made a mistake and got confused. Can you not have a half rack in Honolulu? Maybe I got it wrong.
You can do whatever you want. I'm not sure we have that option in there. Let's see.
Maybe I got myself confused and mixed up with bank pool. I should say bank ball.
Honolulu.
Well, both of those balls go.
Now. Yeah, you can have short rack. It's got that option in there.
Oh, you can? I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought I'd got confused.
But I think a full rack's more interesting in Honolulu, because if you play short rack Honolulu, 90% of the shots are going to be bank shots. When you play with a full rack, you're going to see a lot of caroms and billiards.
Yep.
And combinations, because the balls are in the way. Vote is a waste of time then. Why is the vote a waste of time? Those were 2 that I said were the 2 highest vote getters.
Yeah, see, if you'd looked at the stats, Cobra, you'd have realised that.
Sometimes I don't understand what. Sometimes I just don't understand what you guys are trying to say. You're confusing me, Cobra.
I mean, the vote is just to get the feedback for anybody that's interested, but there's not enough interest because there's not enough voting.
Yeah, that's what I hear all the time. You don't listen to the players anyways. Right one. What do? I take it straight off a used poll.
Well, I go with Field of Dreams. Build it, they will come. Set the damn thing, and if they want in it, they'll go in it, and if they don't, then they don't. Simple as that.
Well, Stubb always wins, and Stubb's mine.
Well, he's okay. He's got something out.
Yeah, he's on a run of 27. And, you know, he plays good enough that he could get higher runs if he just played better patterns and didn't do crazy stuff. I mean, he beat the hell out of Stubb. I mean, that was actually a shocking result. I didn't think there was any way he would beat Stubb like that. I thought that was going to be a pretty close match.
Well, here we go.
200 to 60.
Big smack off the 2, I think.
Yeah, he's got to draw this, and he needs to hit this hard with a lot of draw. I mean, I would really juice this because you want it to go in that pocket where the 10 is and then spin back and drive out of there.
Oh, there
It
must have
looks
been
like
he's
going to
more
shoot
votes, Cobra.
He's going to shoot the 6 and then shoot the 2 maybe, which I actually like better because you can get more speed on the cue ball.
I think he's going for the 2. Yeah.
Well,
and a bonus ball.
The percentages keep changing.
They weren't that 15 minutes ago, so somebody's voted. Now, does that 14 ball go into the gap between the 13 and the 3?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it does. And the 8 and the well, you get rid of the 14. The 8's now free. Well, he's got to make this combo. I mean, at that angle, this is going to the jaw.
Yeah, Cobra. I don't think.
Watch the cue ball. Oh, disaster!
Oh boy, that's just terrible.
Unbelievable.
Cobra, I don't think we can do blackball and do 2 tournaments at once because the last blackball field was 32. I think if we do blackball, it's going to be only blackball. Well, I asked that same question, Alvin, because my vote was for actually running a 10-ball tournament.
Right, run a 10-ball tournament then, if that's what they all want.
Well, I don't know what they all want, you know, and I don't, this poll doesn't show what they all want because 10 ball's not on it.
Uh-oh.
I mean, the reason why I was thinking 10 ball was because, you know, 10 ball and black ball are probably the 2 that should be up based on how long it's been since we've had them. You know, black ball was March of 2022 and 10 ball was August of 2022.
Right.
I think 10 ball is a tournament that should be run more often than black ball, but I mean, black ball we had a field of 32, so that was pretty reasonable.
Yeah, but do we agree that black ball's the one that's there because it's the one that's past its anniversary before the 10 ball one? It's the oldest one.
Do you think these guys would agree on anything?
I don't care whether they agree or not. I just put 8 black ball there because it's the one that they most recently did, and it's past its anniversary sooner than what black ball was.
Yeah, semi-pro. I don't think that's going to happen because if I put them in, the worst thing you can do is run a world championship right away because there's bound to be some bugs I don't catch. Cobra's asking how to play Honolulu.
Is that a serious question, Cobra?
Basically, the game is
there's no straight-in shot.
Any direct shot. So it's banks, it's combinations, it's billiards, it's caroms.
Yeah. Any shot you want, but not a straight-in pot.
And it's basically a ball goal game. So in a world championship with no handicap, it's first player that gets 8 balls. Basically 8 points. If you scratch,
the balls come back up, don't they?
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make balls that come out.
And it's a great chance to show off your creativity. That's what I think's the
it's a good game.
Part of it.
You know, I think Filipino rotation's actually a better game. And Filipino rotation, you shoot a lot of those same kind of shots. But you know, when I put Filipino rotation in and I watch people play it, nobody understood how to play it. Nobody played it the right way. And then they go, "Oh, this game isn't very good. It's not really much different than regular rotation." Whereas that's not true at all. It's much different if you play it the right way.
Well, Eddie didn't get away, really. He's only, what, 2 points in front now. And this,
Well, you know,
this has
that
got
scratch was just terrible.
Hill going all the way with this, Steve. I'm telling you, nobody's going to grab it with the scruff of the neck and take it away from the other.
This is one of these last guy that screws up match. It's going to be 145 to 144, and somebody's going to screw up.
Semi-Pro says, he says, this is VP4 community. We don't play it the right way you expect. Like straight pool.
Yeah, if you go online, you watch, there's some great videos of Efren playing the Filipino rotation.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
There you go.
That hurt.
Easy pockets.
Well, the one thing you can't do is hit it into the rail with speed, because it'll rattle. And that's what he did.
And it's only 15 points again.
I'll tell you, one of the most impressive things I have ever seen in my life in a pool room was Ronnie Elcano comes into hard times, gets on the table, and you got to understand these tables have 4-inch pockets. So that would be, let's see, what would that be in VP?
That would be tight. Not narrow, tight, would it be?
No, it would be very tight, I believe. I think the narrow ones, well, let's see. I have to look, because I don't remember what they were. But I think, well, they didn't play as, the easy way to tell if you want to see the size of the pockets is what you do is you go into trick setup shot mode and
stick 2 balls in the pocket.
You stick 2 balls in a pocket. So I'm looking at the very tight pockets. Now these very tight pockets also have super deep shelves, so it's not, I'm not saying that the tables at hard times play just like these, because they don't play as hard as these.
No.
No, it's not the very tights. It would be
tight.
Tights.
Just what I told you. Watch the cue ball. Here we go again, folks. Bye-bye. Incredible.
Did Fast Eddie do it again?
You've got to laugh. You've got to laugh. How many times have we seen a scratch today? I mean, it must be a dozen already. Got to be a dozen. Somebody watch the video played back and count the scratches. And this is it. You know, nobody can get away from each other at all here. And again, Eddie's got a lead, only 3 points. So.
Yeah, it would be the tights. Although I think the tables at hard times, the tights probably play a touch easier than the tights on VP. But so it's on a table with pockets like that, and Ronnie Elcano comes in right out the gate. He breaks and runs out 3 racks of 15-ball rotation. And when I say he runs out, I'm saying he runs all 15 balls. 3 in a row. He broke and ran out.
Watch this. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's perfect. I mean, you don't know how hard that is on a table like that to break and run 3 racks of 15 balls in rotation. That's...
Yeah, there's plenty of videos on YouTube. Now, would that be Daniel's channel? Wouldn't it? I haven't heard from him for a long while. I haven't seen any live streams from him.
Oh no, you won't see that on YouTube. That wasn't on YouTube. That was just him screwing around. No, now, but the other thing I saw that probably impressed me even more was Efren playing. Well, they have a game that they call double rotation, where they play with 30 balls, 2 sets of balls, and 2 cue balls. Okay, I saw Efren doing that with a single cue ball. Because in a double rotation, the way they normally do it, you can use either cue ball. You can pick the ball you want to use on each shot. Uh-oh, is he pinned on this? He's pinned on this 10 ball?
Well,
Boy, this is tight.
oh
I think
no,
he could be in trouble here.
I think he might get there. He might
He
get
needs
there.
to put some English on it, and he is. He needs the English.
Yeah, he was fine. Yeah.
So
Is the two
I
ball
saw.
is the two cue balls still on the table all the game?
Yeah, but I saw Efren do this with a single cue ball. I watched Efren with 2 sets of balls. And so when you're playing 2 sets of balls, you have to go 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. I watched Efren running out tables like that with 30 balls on the table. It was pretty impressive. Let me tell you what. I think I could spend the rest of my life trying that and never run a table. I mean, it was.
You wouldn't.
You want to find out how good you are? Try that game.
You wouldn't be able to see the table for balls for a start.
Well, there's so many balls in the way. You know, the thing that makes rotation difficult game is that there's 15 balls, and so there's a lot of balls in the way. There's a lot of traffic, and there's only one ball you can shoot next, so you've got to move through a lot of traffic. In a double rotation, you get 2 balls you can shoot next, but there's way more traffic, so it's even worse. That's why rotation is such a beautiful game. It's because you have to deal with all the traffic. And the Filipino rotation, the whole safety play and how the game works is way better than American style rotation.
This ain't getting there. This ain't getting there. Unbelievable. This is just it's getting worse and worse, this.
Oh yeah, the mistakes these guys make are
terrible. I mean, are they both feeling the pressure? They can't be feeling the pressure because they've done nothing. Oh, this is going to be a long one. I'm glad I had something to eat when I got home. How's that 9 ball sitting?
Well, I could always set it up, but semi-pro, but it's somewhat of a non-trivial change. Could it be done? Yeah, but it's a non-trivial change.
It'd be more challenging and more enjoyable for you, Semi, if it was done in a snooker table, wouldn't it? Well, he's keeping is that the 1 ball up there? He's keeping it for the break. I mean, the only thing is the cue ball has to stay there.
Yeah, now you just got to get this cut angle right. And I'd use a little English. I wouldn't draw it. He's drawing it. I don't think I'd do that. I may be a little bit below center. Now that's good. He hit it good. Yeah, see, in that situation, the reason why I would put a little bit below center is because it helps the ball not hop off the rail.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is when you've got that distance between the cue ball and the rail, the draw does nothing for angle. The only thing that's really going to make much difference in your angle is going to be the English on it. Because with draw, it has to have a chance for the draw to take. And, there's no chance for it to curve and take when you're hitting it that hard and the ball you're playing is 2 or 3 inches off the rail. $21 ball and $28 ball. I don't know why you're saying that. Why would you need 2? You just make it 2 racks, 30 balls. That's all you need. You can put however many balls you want on the table at that point. You're using trick setup shot mode to set up drills.
Well, there's the break ball in place, but the 9 ball has to be dealt with in his...
Semi-pro, all these kind of adding balls changes are a ton of work, because when you really get and think about it, like for example, in the trick setup shot mode, the dialogue that allows you to add and remove balls only has 15 balls, so that has to be expanded. The physics, they're only set up to use like 22 balls, I think, max, so that has to be expanded. All the data structures in the code have to be changed. There's probably code that makes checks based on number of balls that has to be changed. I mean, it's
in simple
a
terms,
whole crap load of work.
In simple terms, Semi, there's more chance of my camera options being put into VP4 than there is of 30 balls being in the table at the moment.
Oh, your camera options are easy compared to putting
there you go.
30 balls.
Right, so we still haven't got them though, but I'll keep it there until it's done. And then you have to add in a replay option, Steve. That's what you need. You need
so I got a bunch of stuff that I have to do. I have to set up World Championship, 1 minimum. I've got to set up a league.
And it's our job to keep you busy, keep you out of mischief, keep you away from the golf course. That doesn't seem to be working. To keep you from eating, that's not working.
Well, I need to eat. Boy, I still haven't gained no weight back. I weighed myself the other day. I was still down like 13 pounds.
Well, that's not bad. That's good. You know, but then again, have you worked out your body mass according to your height?
Oh, you took my BMI? Oh,
yeah.
I'm pretty
a skeleton.
I'm pretty off pretty one side of that chart.
Yeah.
My BMI is like,
so,
it's a crazy number.
All you need to do is get invited to some fancy dinners, and that'll take care of the 13 pounds or whatever pounds you're short. Look at what the Americans eat as a normal meal anyway. You know, a horse would eat it.
The thing is BMI is not really that great of a indicator of health. I mean, it is important because it does show you something, but it doesn't show you everything about your health. But in the U.S., where so many people are overweight, especially in the South.
Well, this is a little tricky one. I would assume he's trying to avoid some sort of collision here with the angle that he's got in this whatever ball it is. It looks like a 13 or a 9 from here. And he's checked it with loads of inside. Well, he's going to...
Well, this body mass index calculator I'm looking at, this thing's crazy. Because it says mine's normal.
Well, there you are.
Mine's pretty light for normal. My body mass index is about 20 according to this thing.
There we go again. See you later, folks. Oh dear. He walked straight into that one. I mean, he was obviously tight to the rail. He could have jacked up and tried to dig in, but he was never going to be sitting good in a break shot, I don't think. Oh, got to... I don't think I should get much out of that.
The problem with the body mass index is it doesn't take into account... It doesn't take into account, you know, how much muscle you have. It's just using a simple equation to determine that, you know, at a given height, you ought to weigh about this or you're fat. But, you know, like you got a lot of muscle on you, then, you know, your body mass index is going to say you're overweight, whereas you could have a very low percentage of body fat. So, yeah, it's really not that great a computation.
Yeah, I've got a gut. You see, I've got a gut, but that's a stretch gut from back in the Guinness days. I'll never get rid of that.
back when you used to, well, I'll tell you something about guts. When you lose weight, you start working out and you lose weight, the last place it ever comes off is the gut. You'll lose weight off every place in your body before the gut starts going away.
That was the old Guinness that did that.
Oh, I got you beat on Slim. Well, right now I'm 6'7", 183, so.
What's that in English? That's 14 pounds in a stone or something like that. I'd need to get the calculator out.
Stones.
I know the last, I mean, it must be...
The Scottish are still in the dark ages, stone.
It must be 15 years since I weighed myself, but the last time I did... Oh, there we go again. This is hilarious.
You just can't you can't believe how this match is going. I think we're going to set the record for scratching.
Oh, that's definitely 15 scratches at least.
I mean, let's see. Do the stats for this game show scratches? Let's see here. Straight pull.
No, it doesn't show scratch. It'll show something like that in the break, but it doesn't show it for the match. Well, what I was saying is the last time I weighed myself, which was at least 15 years ago, if not more, I was 16.5 stone then, which however many pounds that is in American money. And when I saw I was 16.5 stone, I thought, right, well, I'm never looking at that. I'm never doing that again. And I've probably lost something since then. Although, having said that, I've still been eating the same quantities of Chinese food every week, so as much as I burn off running around during the day, I probably put that back on at night. 231 pounds.
I'd be about 13 stones. You say you're 14 stone?
No, I was 16 stone. 16.5 last time I weighed myself. Uh-oh. Oh, I think he might have got away with it, yep. We're all just waiting in the next scratch because it's inevitable, isn't it? Well, what's the actual score here? I've noticed there's still only a point in it. Now we're all square. 77 apiece. And it's been torture to get to this stage.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10" and a bit, 5'11". Probably 5'10".
You're a little bit. You're heavy, but you're not ridiculous. I mean, that's like probably.
Well, if you saw
5'10", 230 is like the average guy here in the South.
If you saw me in my pants, Steve, standing in profile, you'd then probably change your mind. Yeah, but see, the good thing about it is, I couldn't give a shit, as they say. You know, I am not one of these people that's bothered about my weight, anything like that. Not at all. I'll take it as it is. In fact, I've accepted the fact that I'm already past my life expectancy for a Scot. I mean, I've got to 59 so far, and there's a lot younger than me have bit the dust.
That's because half of y'all die in a bar fight.
Yeah, we've got the worst diet in the world, so we have. Well,
this match is taking forever. This is just unbelievable how slow this is going.
Well, this is getting as slow as a 3-cushion match with 2 numpties playing it.
Well, the thing is these guys are taking a long time to shoot, and really, you know, the bottom line is they could be playing way faster and probably be making less mistakes than they've made, because it's not like it's been. Well, I'm taking a long time, and I'm not going to make mistakes.
I think it's too late for that, Steve, because I think it's inside both their heads.
Here we go. We're going to get a side pocket break shot. So you just want to stop this 3-ball.
Oh, this is way too tight, Steve.
Oh no, you don't have to hit it that hard. Because most of the speed's going to stay on the cue ball. This is
This
not way too tight at all.
This is way too tight.
This is perfect. Well, he hit it hard. See, again, and he put draw on that. What you do is you hit that shot with English, not with draw.
That's too tight for my eyes. But anyway,
yeah, I would have never hit it that hard.
Well, the good thing about it is he didn't scratch. That's the one positive side of it.
Yeah.
Is he going to put?
I'd probably shoot the 8 ball here. He might shoot the 15. The 15's fine too. Shoot the 15 on the side.
Well, I'll give Monster a target of 100. He must be at 100 before he leaves the table.
God. It's about a 10% chance he's going to do something stupid every shot. So, you know, that's not good odds for him to get into 100.
I'd be trying to just come up and bump the 3. Well, he's missed it.
But, you know, Eddie's playing terrible again. He played terrible last match. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him because he's just not playing his game. Because I know he plays better than this. Oh, he rolled up on that one nice. I think if it goes.
I think there was a not a 28 earlier on. Did Eddie not make a 28, or was it?
I think somebody made something. Well, look at this. Wow.
Oh, here we go. And these easy pockets are catching them out again.
I've seen more missed balls and more scratches in this match than I can remember in all the rest of them I've watched combined.
Yep. It's just gone astronomical, the count. I was just saying at work today, I was talking to one of the guys, can you imagine NASA spending hundreds of millions of dollars?
Oh, there we go again. There's another miss.
Yep. NASA spending hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know how many years they were at it, how long it took to get to this asteroid. But if that was me and I was the head of NASA and somebody came to me and said, "Oh, we need to keep an eye on this asteroid. We've worked it out. We've done the calculations, and round about 300 years' time, it might be on a collision course with Earth." All right. Well, what we want is we want authorization to send a probe to go and do a check and bring back some samples from it. It will cost X amount of 100 millions. If we got enough in the budget to do that. If I was the boss, I would have said, so, right, your calculations say that this thing might hit us in about 300 years' time. I would say, stuff that. Let them that are around at that time worry about it then. We'll be dead and gone and save the budget.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is some danger from asteroids because they're not all tracked.
No, they're not all tracked.
I understand, and you know, I mean, there is a danger, but I don't know why they, you know,
yeah, but
they probably have other reasons to go to that asteroid.
Yeah, and the other things is that there are things floating around out there that suddenly, you know, they'll say, "Oh, this thing's coming close to Earth," and they've only maybe had a couple of weeks' notice and somebody spotted it in the night sky. You know, there's that many things floating around.
Yeah,
it's more likely they're going to be landed on by a bloody satellite than an asteroid.
A satellite's not going to be that bad, but you know, like there's comets out there probably that we don't know about, and you know, things like that. That if they hit the planet, could be pretty severe.
Well, that might be the best
thing. Population dying and the weather getting screwed. And,
yeah, we deserve it though.
Other million things that could go wrong.
Well, we're trying our best to wreck the planet. We've done a fair good job at that, and you know, maybe the human species is going to go by natural, whatever you call it, where we get wiped out. If it isn't that, as who is it that said it? What's his name, Mr. Microsoft? What was his name?
Gates. Yeah. Bill Gates.
Yeah, well, Bill Gates did that speech where he said the next thing that's going to get, and this was long before COVID ever appeared, he says the thing that's most likely to wipe us out is more likely to be a virus.
Yeah, and that's probably true.
And he wasn't wrong.
Well, I mean, COVID was pretty tame. by
that's tame
couldn't
compared
happen.
to what it could be.
And the mortality rate was super low. It's a fraction of a percent. You get something like an Ebola type disease where the mortality rate is 40 or 50%.
Mhm.
You want to see people panic. COVID, it was really kind of overblown. A huge deal was made about it. Yeah, there were some big issues with it, but that's nothing. You get one of these high mortality rate viruses out there, and that becomes very contagious, and you're going to see people not leaving the house. And when I say that, I mean in like most of the population.
Well, it was a virus that done for the aliens in Armageddon. Not Armageddon. What was that one with what's his name? Him that slapped so and so at the Oscars. What was that film?
Oh, Will Smith. That was wasn't that Men in Black?
No. The one where the
other
aliens,
one, yeah.
the big spaceships were hovering over all the big cities.
Yeah, I don't
What do you
remember.
call it again? Somebody will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it was
Bad
a virus
movie?
that done for them.
Is that what you call it? A bad movie? Oh, look at this. Somebody's going to play safe instead of doing something crazy.
Yeah, Independence Day. In fact, it was the president that saved the day, didn't it? He used his military experience and get into a jet. Oh well, typical gung ho American movie, isn't it? He's the hero.
Yeah, I gotta say, Hollywood makes some shitty movies.
Oh,
I mean, the movies of old were a lot better than the crap they make now.
I keep telling people, I'm talking about. I mean, some old. I mean, I can guarantee there's none of these guys watching this have ever watched Oh My Darling Clementine. They've never watched that with Henry Fonda. They've never watched The Grapes of Wrath with Henry Fonda. Two brilliant films, all made in the 40s. There's classics.
He's got a big problem here. If he's going to play off this 11, I'd hit it with a little bit of right English, kind of massay it a little, because that corner pocket is looming, and you can't go the other way. I think it's going to hit the 14. Yeah, now this is a good time to take a foul, and the reason why is because he's screwed. So take a foul, move the rack a little. Well, I guess he didn't look to see if there was a dead ball, because it was deader than crap. It just went right in the side pocket.
Yeah, missed call. I said was in having a little spy. And that's like one of the few times I've ever seen a Cerro online where he's actually not actually in a tournament, if you know what I mean. One of these tournaments that we've set.
I don't like this shot. Too easy to leave a shot on the 10 or the 5. I don't like this at all. This is a huge mistake.
Well,
and he fouled. Well, he didn't leave a shot at least.
Let's have a look. What about the 9 up into the corner pocket off the 3 ball?
Yeah, that's a crazy shot. It might go, but it's a crazy shot. Looks to me like it's going to get hit too thick on the 3. Go into the end rail. Yeah, I'd be playing safe here every time. The question is, what's the safety going to be? No, I don't like what he's doing. Not what he's looking at.
Eddie, I think, is taking the bait here. I think Eddie's taking the bait. No, is he thinking better of it? Is he looking at the carom? He hasn't called it, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's going to take a foul. Which, this is why you take a foul. You're in a really shitty position, so now he's probably going to be in a better position. Yeah, he's in a great position. He just because VPMonster just sold out.
I'll put your mind at ease as far as aliens go, semi-pro. Where we are in our galaxy, right? There's an image on YouTube, and it shows you a circle surrounding our planet, but zoomed out on the galaxy, and it shows you where we are on one of the arms of the Milky Way galaxy, and the reason it shows you a circle around our solar system and where we are,
there we go,
is that that's the distance that our radio waves have travelled ever since we've been broadcasting radio waves in existence. So nobody knows we're here. That's the main thing about that. If there's aliens out there somewhere in our galaxy, they don't know that we're here. At least that's what we're led to believe. because if they were clever enough and they were monitoring signals, they don't know we're there because they haven't received our radio signals yet, and it'll be a long while before they do.
See what you got, get semi-pro for bringing up aliens.
You know, it's and of course the other thing, they'd have to have some tremendously advanced technology to be able to travel such distances to get here. That's what Hollywood brainwashes you with. You know, I blame Star Trek for that, and warp engines and all of that stuff. Yeah, I like the subject as well. I wouldn't buy a telescope, but you know, it does interest me. I mean, it's that. I mean, this match has just sort of got my head screwed up that movies and galaxies and space are more interesting at the moment.
This match is agonizing. They're playing slow and they're playing terrible. It's just like golf. There's nothing worse than being jammed up in a golf course where you're waiting at every hole and playing crappy.
Oh, now
it's
that
the worst combination you can have.
Now that you mention golf, Steve, the European Solheim Cup team did well to battle back and
yeah, I saw that.
Get the
ended
draw.
up being a tie, and they kept it. But you know, I mean, they were heavy favorites, so.
By the way,
the US played pretty good.
Where's the Ryder Cup this year? Where is it? Is it in the States?
No, it's in Italy.
Oh, in
Marco
Italy?
Simone, I think it is. Yeah.
I didn't even know where it was. Well, that's next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, is it, or whatever? Or was it Friday? I can't remember how many. I mean, is it 4 days or 3 days?
It's 3 days.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right. Well, an update in the score. VPMonster's got a 10-point lead. And to be honest with you, this situation suits VPMonster down to the ground, because he's still in it and still in the lead. Is that Alan McManus? Now, the only similarities between me and Alan McManus is that we're both Scottish. And that is it. And I don't have the tartan trousers like he has as well. Well, if Cero's watching this, he won't be. I don't think he's going to be breaking sweat watching this pair. Well, there goes the break ball. He's going to take that. No, he's not. 15 ball sitting good. Now, do you want to just come out so that you'll get an angle to stun across and or hold it? What sort of lines are you going to have? Well, he'll be fairly close to it, but he should be spot on as far as the break shot goes. Well, Eddie's thinking and thinking. To me, this is just fairly straightforward. Just kill it. You'll still have some sort of angle. He's looking at taking the 15. Now he's checked it up. It's running away. All I need to do. So Eddie's still 4 behind. Well, this is a stub break shot. The amount of time he's taken over this. And he's still good to go though. Now, how's the 9 ball sitting? Because that would be a good ball to get into. Well, the 9 ball's perfect for doing a lot of damage. Even if you play it on this side into the side pocket, you could be sitting good. He's went all out for it straight away.
He's lost the cue ball, but he got away with it.
Well, he's going to have to pull off a shot to stay at the table though. Yeah, Albin's more of an alien than anything that will land on our planet. He's definitely superhuman. Welcome to Potman. Well, I'll tell you something, Potman. I bet you're glad you've just arrived, because you haven't had to sit and suffer like us have done for what? How long? An hour and a half so far. This has been a mild form of torture, watching this pair. Well, that's about the only thing you could say about it, is that it's close. But it's close for all the wrong reasons. We've had a multitude, and I mean a multitude of scratches. We've totally lost count of how many scratches there's been. In fact, it's been so much torture that Steve's fallen asleep.
I am. Sitting here looking at some other stuff right now because it's just so frickin'. I mean, it's just. I mean, this is just a terrible match.
Well, again, there's another bit of good news. One of them's going to come out a winner. That's about all we've got to look forward to. One is going to be a winner. It's not going to be a spectacular finish, I don't think. I'll be really surprised if it was. I mean, it's even been a grind for these last, how many points is it? 18. And he's a point in front now, Eddie. Well, if he's going to go for the bump, he obviously has to make sure he avoids the 14. I think he should be fine for that. Uh-oh. There we go again. Blame that and Potman. Well, you'll be looking forward to that, Cobra. Never heard of that film. That must have went straight to DVD. So again, Eddie gets himself on a par, and then he gives it back to Monster. Is it a new film? Well, like I say, I haven't watched a new film in goodness knows how many years. I'd much rather watch an old one. I was watching El Dorado before I came online. El Dorado with Robert Mitchum, John Wayne, and what do you call him? Him that was in The Godfather. Played the son, Sonny. What do you call him? Oh, I've totally forgotten his name now. Died maybe about a year or two ago, maybe about 18 months. James Caan, that's it. Potman's on the level. He knows who I'm talking about. He played Mississippi in El Dorado, which is actually a sort of is a bit like a remake of Rio Bravo. If you saw that John Wayne film, it's a similar sort of storyline. Well, we've got the break ball in place, but he's I'm sure he's gone too far for the 6 ball. I presume he was playing for the 6 ball on the side. And it's not the 6 ball, it's the bloody 40. Why did I think that was the 6 ball? Because I could see mostly green here, and it looks blurred to me. Well, is it going to stay up? Oh! Well, big distance, so he needs to get a hold of the cue ball, and he has done. And he's got a shot, albeit from the length of the table. Now, even though the match has been going the way it's been going, if VPMonster can hold himself together here and put another 20 or maybe 30 on the board, that's really going to ramp it up for Fast Eddie.
I'll bet he doesn't run 20.
Well, you know, that again, by what we've seen going before this, it's unlikely. But if he could just put himself, hold it together for one visit, now's the time to make a move. If ever there is one, he's in 3 figures, so psychologically that gives him the advantage. Now, play the 3 and stun straight into those 4 balls. I think that's what I'd be doing. You'd be very unlucky not to be on something. Oh, he's caught, and he's missed the 3 and he's caught the 40, so everything about that shot went totally haywire. And Steve, blame Steve for that.
Well, why? Because I stated the obvious?
Yeah, and Acero's had enough. He's gone to bed. He's seen enough to be thinking, right, well, I hope I end up bumping into one of these two later on. I won't be worried. But it has been a real struggle. I mean, you're going to have a bad match. There's no doubt about that. You're going to have a bad match in a tournament. And I'm sure that regardless of what happens, they'll be both glad it's all over. So here we go again, Fast Eddie. Another 3 balls to get to 100. Monster couldn't get away from him. We're going right down to the wire in this. And of course the fact that Monster didn't get the pot and didn't get the stun into the 4 balls, he hit the 14 instead, we've still got the same situation sitting there. Which isn't any good, I don't think, because none of them go. Well, that's a bit better. And of course, he's not got the angle where he could chip the 2. And if the 4 goes out the way, you still can't pot the 1, so there's something needs nudging here at some point. Yeah, it is, and I think you know, from what's happened early on, it's got into both players' heads. So it definitely has done. You know, and they're missing, you know, simple pots at the end of the day. Well, I think that was an attempt to do something there. Well, he's got one good last chance here. He needs to go forward and come up high enough up the table to get onto this 9 ball. Let's have a look. In fact, if he didn't go quite as far, he'd have been good in the 4 ball. He's just got to gently roll this in and get a nudge. He doesn't want to batter this because he'll miss the connection if he probably does. Just wants to catch something. And he's had a bump with the 1 that's done him a favour and gave him a shot in the 2. However, that's his break ball. Break ball's going, 2 balls stuck in the pack, so he's no good here unless he did something crazy with the 4 ball and ran all around the houses and hoped to get on the 1. Well, he's going to get a nudge, no doubt about that. And this is going to need a bit of inside English to get the hit.
This is no good. If you are gonna, yeah, you're not gonna hit this. At most, you're gonna catch a piece. You need to be not so high on the cue balls because it's gonna loop and miss it if you're high. You need to have a lot of English and be lower on the cue ball, and you can't hit this very hard. And that's why.
You're right, yeah.
Of course I'm right.
Well, for once you're right. But again, you know, this is like deja vu here. Eddie's back to within 1 point. He can't get back into it and get away from Monster. And this is where Eddie's going to start sweating now, because he's it's at a point now where, you know, Monster can have this match if he's willing to take the damn thing. He's still in it, and I don't think any of us thought Monster would still be in this before this match started. I mean, I said 150 to about 80 odd. That went straight out the window. And all the other guys, I think, who was it Semi, or was it who called it for Monster? You might come out the winner in this. Was it Semi Pro that called it for Monster? So a foul there for Monster. He loses a point, I think. And he can pot the 6. Well, do you blast the 10 ball? See, the thing is, problem is the 7 and 15 sort of in the way. You could hit either of them and just, you know, not get any hit in the pack. They're acting as blockers to get into the meat of this pack. Well, he's fortunate that he's still got a shot because he's stuck on the 12. Oh, this is hard work, isn't it? I mean, that's what straight pool can end up being. Well, any game is hard work if things aren't. If you're doing scratches all afternoon, getting out of line, everything just becomes frustrating. And he's good to go now. He's got a break ball. 12 balls sitting there. So now it's about tidying things up and getting there.
Yeah, well, this is a war of attrition.
Well, he's got a 6-point lead. I think it is anyway. Can he actually get to the next rack? That's the big question. Can he get to that break ball? Because that might be a major factor in him taking this match finally away from Monster. Well, he's probably, I mean, he could go forward right now, come down, get the 15 and get rid of the 1 as well. But if I was going to get rid of the 1, the one thing I'd want to do is make sure I've got an angle outside of the 1 so I can go to the rail and come back across and get rid of that 11 ball on the right side. I wouldn't want to just be rolling the 1 ball in. Oh, I wouldn't want to land on top of it either. See, this is too straight. I would have liked the cue ball to have been out on the table so that I'm cutting that up the rail and getting the cue ball right across the table. Now he's having to work it, unless he's just going to play for the 4, or whatever it is. Is that the 7? That's the 7. Now he's not going to do something silly and just scratch straight in the side pocket off this 1 ball, is he? Well, he's on the angle on the 13 ball, which would have been the angle I would have wanted on the 1. So now he's got to get, he's got now he's got the angle on the 1. That's where I would have wanted to have been 3 shots ago on that 1 ball. He's got to judge the pace of this to get the 1 to the hole and get the cue ball into line. He might be going too straight. And that's no good. He's dead in the water. He's going to pinch it and go around the angles. He might actually come up smelling a roses. You never know. And well, I think it's run for cover here, unless he's cutting that 8 ball. He's still got the 8 ball if he wants to take it on.
Yeah, probably an unwise move. Yeah, it's not too bad a shot. I'd shoot that. Yeah, I like that shot.
He's going to bump the 14.
Yeah, I like this shot. I mean, you got to shoot this. It's taking a long time. He must not like it.
Well, he's going to use it. That's never going in. That's never going in.
Well, he took a really long time on that.
So, 15-point deficit Monster has to make up. And now, of course, with that 8 ball being there, that's the bailout ball. He'll leave that there as long as he can, I think. And he's already going to have to use it. He's already... It didn't last long.
Didn't take long, did it?
You know, it's always handy having that there in case something crops up and that's it gone. Now let's have a quick look at the pack and see if there's anything doing here with this 10 ball. Well, that 10 ball is dead. That is absolutely stone dead. It's unmissable. 3-1-10 combo. He's got to have seen that. He's got to have had a look at that and seen it. You can't miss that in a month of Sundays. No way. A blind man with a wooden leg and 1 arm would pot that. And there he's going to break them out. And now he's created a problem. You see, there's somebody, I don't know whether he saw that or not, but now he's rattling balls. He's opened things up, but he's now created a major problem here. And he's got a major problem this side of the table. The combo was perfect. I've got absolutely no confidence in them semi-pro. Is it taking that long to work that out? I mean, that shot there tells you. He had a plum combo, 3-ball combo. It was never, you could never miss it. And now he's created a bigger problem. And I don't think he paid 2 cents worth of attention looking at the rack before he committed himself, and now he's in Stook. And he's still in a deficit. I have no clue why he did that, and again, I keep saying it, you study the pack before you commit to anything else. You want to see if there's anything there that you can deal with and hold on to if you need it, and that combo was dead. So he's moving balls and creating trouble and running out of balls to deal with the trouble as well. He'll do well to get past 120 here, I'll tell you that. Now he's going for the bank. Dead in, not a problem. And well, I don't know whether you'd want to use the 13 ball as a break ball. It's high up in the rack. So again, if you can get decent enough on it, it would be one option. But the 10 ball you can get to from the middle of the table, and then you're smashing into the side of the pack, and you're scratching in this pocket here. So I'm telling you that now before it happens. Bear that in mind. That's what he's going to do. He's going to leave the 10 ball for the break shot. He's going to get to about there. He's going to bang it, smack it, and scratch in that pocket. I'm calling it now before it gets there. When he's going to have to. He's going to. Well, is he taking it? Is he going to take the 10 instead? Well, he's called my bluff. He's maybe going 15 into the side, off the left long rail. No, he isn't. Is this going to work? Now, would this work a better way by getting a bit acrobatic? Let me see if I can show it. Left English, big stun into the corner and around. He's went and missed the pot anyway. That's the shot I might have played there. Because you're more inclined to hit that with pace and miss the pack. Go there with inside left English, come around the corner and smack the pack that way. Anyway, he hasn't got there. He's still trailing by 2. It's always a case of trailing by 2 points and 1 point or whatever with these guys. They just can't take command. But
Yeah,
Eddie,
I don't think they know what command is.
Eddie's now got a break shot to do a little bit of damage. Yeah, that's what I was thinking here, Pig. That's why I was more inclined to actually hit that in with a bit of power, stun it over to the right rail, do the acrobatic shot, loads of left English on it, and fizz it around the 2 rails at the corner and into the back end of the pack, or the corner of the pack, and hope we get lucky doing that. Bit of a crazy shot, but in the end, you never know, it might have worked better than the shot he did play. He didn't do my shot because I thought he was going to try and get to the middle of the table and smack that 10 ball and come into the side of the pack and then scratch. But it shows you that, you know, who was it? Was it Monster at the table when that combo was dead set and he still went into the bunch with a combo that was sitting there? Well, Eddie is 22 points away from getting out of this. Needs a bump here, or does he? I think he does. I don't know that any of those go there. Oh, they do. There's not a problem. No, they're perfectly okay. Well, he has given a bump. 10 ball is at the top of the pack, but it will have to do. And how's he sitting in that 5? He's fine. So now you're thinking, well, if he's committed to that 10 ball, how's he getting there? Is the 4 ball the better ball to get decent on that 10 ball? You know, 4 ball into the side or wherever, so that you can sit sort of there. I mean, what is that? See, the head of the pack covers the 10 ball into the side pocket, I think. Not that you're ever going to end up there, though. Well, it's looking more likely it's going to be a long 4 ball into the corner. The way this is panning out, he's going to come down for the 14. I thought he was going to hold for the 14 into a corner, but you know, this will do. So he's got to get a decent line on this 4 ball so that he can hold the cue ball for the line onto the break shot. And he should be good. I think if he just kills it stone dead, that'll do.
Alright, well, I'm back. Sure I didn't miss anything. Looks like Eddie's got a chance to win here.
He certainly does. Well, he's got a couple of balls to play with. Now,
a 15 ball is what he needs. Or the 5 ball, either one.
Yeah, that's the one to get into them.
You gotta be a little careful here, because this is a little funny.
Well, why isn't he just pinching
I might shoot a 9 ball here.
Yeah, but if that's me, I'm pinching a little bit of the 6 like that, you know, to leave an angle on this 9 so that I can just come up.
What angle?
Yeah,
I don't see an angle.
Well, you can pinch it though. You can pinch this into the far end of the pocket and get up, and still get up there with a bit of spin. Can you not?
Yeah, you can. You can probably miss it too, but
you could use the rail as well, as long as you just. Well, he hasn't got it there, so he's obviously got another plan.
He's playing for the 5. You know, the 5's reasonable. I mean, he's got a big area to play for. I mean, not that you can't screw this up, but the 5 is you know, if you mess this up, then you're in trouble. But, I mean, there's a big area. But see, here we go, taking a ton of time again. And he managed to screw it up, didn't he?
No, he's okay. He's okay.
He tried to screw it up. Gotta be a little careful here. I put some left English on this just to reduce the chance of scratching. And that's fine. He drove through it well.
Well, he's 11 away.
He's going to need another rack because he's only got 10 on the table.
And I think he's, what's he got here? Well, the 14's at the right in the corner of the rack. That's dead as far as a break ball. You've got the 3 ball.
Semi-pro says, thing is, matches go like this sometimes. Well, semi-pro, if your match goes like this, you're probably going to suicide.
Yeah, it's been 2 hours of torture. And I think the players are suffering just as much as we are watching it.
Oh, I'm sure they're not having that much fun.
More.
So the 3 ball is really the ideal break ball. He's got a couple others that'll work.
He's, well, I'd be trying to just come through the gap there to go on that 1-2.
You got to be a little careful with that shot. And the way he hit it, I like, because it was nice and positive. Not necessarily a twist I would have made for a cue ball, but, you know, if you're going to do something, you want to be positive, and that was.
Well, I've said that as well previously here, Pig. You know, it doesn't matter that it's not pretty and it's painful to watch. It's just about getting through. You know, there's always the next match.
Yeah.
The next match can't be as bad as this. Put it that way.
Assuming that you can turn around and play good the next match. Fast Eddie's problem was he played poorly against Chico, and then he played poorly in this match, so he's going to need to figure something out, because he's struggled 2 matches in a row, which I don't know. In my mind, too, is a trend.
Which means he's destined to win it.
Well, you never know. He could play great next match.
Yeah, stranger things have happened. If he can get all the garbage out the way and get it all out his system, then that could set him up well for the rest of the tournament. Oh, don't say that, Slim. Good God, you really put the hoodoo on this, saying that.
Oh well, Acero had some.
Acero did it. He tried it in 149.
Yeah, that was nerves, if anything. He kind of really made some big mistakes at the very end, but he managed to win the match.
He's got to pull off a good shot here to get anywhere decent in this league.
This is a terrible shot to have to get on the 3-ball. I'd probably go all the way up table with this. Make sure I'd go off the end rail.
Well, that ain't it.
And that's why I would have drawn that all the way up to the end rail. I might not have had the best shot, but I would have got something. And he immediately sells out.
And that's worse. Yeah. Well, hang on a minute, though. He might not have, has he? Yeah, I think he has.
He's sold out. Now this is kind of par for this match here. I mean, this is the way the whole match has been. You didn't expect he was going to get out there. I mean, come on. Or a big bet against that.
Well, this is the chance for you, Monster. Probably your last chance.
Yeah, he needs to do something. So, speaking of odds and bets, the USA is favored in the Ryder Cup.
Well, we always are.
I don't see how they could be favored in the Ryder Cup when they haven't won in Europe in 30 years. The last time they won in Europe was 1993. How could they be the favorites? I think that's just because a lot of people in the U.S. must be betting money, because I can't see that.
It's all over.
Well, it's not over yet.
As far as scoring goes for Monster.
Well, let's see. Oh, he's got something.
What's he got? He's got Jack, Steve. That's what he's got. Unless he wants to
have anything worse shooting at.
Yeah.
But
and more importantly, the problem he's got is keeping. I think he's got to sacrifice a point. 14 in a corner. Yeah, that's a crazy shot though. That's the
kind of shot him and Eddie would shoot at.
That's a crazy shot. Just duck for a point and get yourself out of there.
I'd probably just roll this up on the 10-ball. Let him shoot the 8-5 combo if you want.
No, that's the thing. He's either side. He's double kissed it.
That was an interesting choice.
And it might not be too bad.
No, except for the fact the 4-ball's dead.
Just as a quick
maybe
look
the
at
2-ball is too.
Well, he's called there.
I'd shoot the 1-4 before I shot that 14-2. I think the 1-4 is not missable, whereas the 14-2 could be missed. The 1-4 is just dead. It's lined up right now just about the right titty, and it's going to throw. The balls are next to each other. I don't think you can miss it.
Is he actually looking at that 1-4? Because he seems to be sold on this 14-2. That might be good. Yeah, it's gone in. That's the match winner.
Whatever, he's got it. Well, don't give him the match yet. He's still going to make this last ball.
Well, I'll give him that.
Anything could happen.
I'll give him that. Thank God that's over.
Yeah,
well,
that was a...
we don't want to see that again. But anyway, he's through. That's all that matters. He's won ugly. 150 points to 121. I don't know what they'll be saying in the lobby. I don't know what they'll be saying to that. Right, so quick update. Let's do a refresh. And we will now get confirmation, as Cobra already knows. Cobra is Fast Eddie's next opponent, and Cobra won't be quaking in his boots from that evidence. But Fast Eddie can, and the worrying thing for Cobra is that Fast Eddie can only get better after today's and his last performance in his previous match. So all we need to look at now is what's left. We've got Bill and Semi-Pro on Thursday evening at 7 PM. I'll be there for that. We've got Matt and Acero next Tuesday at 5 PM. I'll be finished work next Tuesday. I'll be on my days off from then on in. So that is the winner's side match. And that is it. There probably won't be anything else going to appear in the bracket for a few days.
I'm not sure that I'm going to see either one of those. I'm hoping Thursday I'll be back by 2. I got to do something in the morning, so hopefully I can get the Mr. Bill Semi-Pro because I want to. And I think McClarky Acero will be good. I think I can make that one, but I might be a little late.
Right, well, we'll look out for you. So that is it. I'm going to go and get my dinner now. It's 6 o'clock in the evening. Thanks to Steve for his company again.
That was a 2-hour match.
Well, it's a 2-hour match that felt like 4 hours. I don't know about anybody else, but
that was a painful match.
It certainly felt like it. So I'm heading off. Thanks again, guys.
Yep.
Thanks to Steve.
Good night, guys.
And we will see you again very soon. Take care.